I can tell a lot of things that are wrong with the sheriff's department at this point, because I do a lot of crime, right? I do a lot of crime, so I have a lot of encounters with the sheriff's department. And there's a lot of situations where the cops are kind of stuck there with their thumbs in their ass because they don't know what to do because they SOPs and they weren't trained.
Exactly.
SOPs aren't, they don't outline it and they weren't trained on it.
I think we are forgetting about one very important aspect of on all this situation is the fact that the kidnappers, they knew what they were doing. It was not a mistake. They were not taking cover at all. They knew that that house was
they
protected.
got in there through garage. They know the doors are locked. They got in there. They didn't just get teleported in there. They knew what they were doing.
It's not an accident. Everything there it's protected. Even the stairs, they are protected. You can't shoot through them.
Okay?
Yeah, and
it's obviously that they took advantage of the system.
Well, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna do a hostage situation behind a tree, are we? I mean, what do you expect us to do?
Sorry,
really?
so you're taking advantage of a system to get to get
Yeah,
the
This is
what
where,
else
this
are we
is where
supposed
the
to
rule
do?
of thumb of roleplay over roleplay comes in. Now, that could be seen as abusing the system or whatever, to pop the garage by looking through the wall like that.
Sorry,
But-
Brandon. I respect you, but it could not consider it. It is abusing the system, because that's what they did.
I mean, that's
they
also what I
just,
agree with.
they just planned to be there because they know that we can get in there as
That's why
normally
you
we
leave the
would.
garage door open. That's come we have the fortressing rule where they need to leave one door open. That's come when I noticed that the door was shut, I immediately started messaging Jackson. I said, "Get that garage door open." Because
Exactly.
there's a fortressing rule. You can't you gotta
But-
have one open entrance. That's
but-
come to the garage. We
Brandon,
just leave the door open.
Do you understand that you told him after our plan to breach and clear went to shit, and after the gunshots started being exchanged? That's
I told
a
him
bit
as
too late.
soon as I saw it, but it took him a moment to get down there to get the message. Like,
Exactly.
Text.
Exactly.
Yeah, but,
he opened that once shots started being exchanged. Now that's too late for us to make a decision anymore from that point, because at that point, we're completely screwed. Like everything we thought that is gonna happen went to shit. And that door opening, all it meant is that we could get in there and just get killed. Because at that point, hostages are fucked, we are fucked, everything's fucked because everything's bulletproof in the house, and they had it locked down.
As far as I know, they took advantage of the system. They know what they were doing. So if you can, it just because you warned them and they did it after that, they still deserve the punishment.
User in your
Brian has a
channel
point.
timed
There
out.
should be something regulating situations like this. You can't go in a normal suburban house and
User
then
left your
RP it
channel.
out as if it's a fucking World War II nuclear bunker shelter. Like, that's what a house is, really. One entrance out. The fucking the handrail on the stairs is bulletproof. All windows are bulletproof.
User left your
which
channel.
ultimately
User entered your
gives the
channel.
sheriff's
Disconnected
office
from your
no
channel.
chances to respond to that other but comply. There is no way to do anything with that situation but to comply with the demand, and that's not fair towards sheriff department. If you don't give equal chances for them to both negotiate and for us to both comply with negotiations or take the lethal side of things if we feel that their demands are unrightful, that's a problem. Because anybody can go in a house like that and ask for a jumbo jet and filled with I don't know what, with fucking 5 tanks, and we're like, sorry guys, you can't get that. When it turns into a lethal situation, they win. Hostages die.
Alright. Yeah, I can see that. Now,
User left your channel.
I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something.
User joined your channel. Your channel. User
I
left your
understand that
channel.
you guys, are concerned about hostages and are, us failing to value their life, but honestly, in a house like that, then it's just a mess.
We did try our best to save all the hostage, but it was impossible. We managed to save one. We tried the other 2 ones, but it was out of our capabilities to do it because of the protect mansion or whatever. So I don't believe it was a mistake. I believe it was on purpose. So I would like the right punishment to be.
No, Brian.
No,
No,
no, I'm
this is talking issues out. This is
It's
talking
no,
issues out.
no.
This isn't
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
kid
I
banned for
understand.
If
breaking a
you
rule.
want to talk about punishments here, you'd be receiving a lot more punishment than the people in the house would be.
User disconnected from
Oh,
your
really?
channel.
Why
In this
so?
situation.
Why so?
I mean, in terms of sheriff's department.
User joined your channel.
Look,
If they, well, I mean, in terms of if they've trained you and you've gone and done that, then that's a very serious thing. But if they haven't given you the required training and whatnot, then I have to agree with you guys
I
that
check.
you weren't.
But once again,
User joined your
this,
channel.
I think we've reached the point that this has nothing to do with training anymore. No matter what training we receive, every time that happens, there is no other approach to that other than comply, because that house is fucked, obviously. Then that should be
I-
Yeah,
regulated.
but
Who
that's
can
the
go in there
same
to
with
negotiate?
every single
I
house
think
I
it's
know.
in this
incredible
thing.
how you think
I know.
how
No,
do
Brian,
you
calm down,
try
calm
to get away with the situation
Brian.
by putting faults on our actions.
Brian,
It's
come
so incredible, honestly.
No, stay respectful. Come on.
No,
No,
I
what I'm
am.
trying
No,
to
I'm
make
not
the
being.
point is that I understand that's how every house is. Then there should be a
User
rule that
left
you
your
can't take
channel.
hostage negotiations in a house like that, because that's not a
User
house
joined
anymore.
your
That's a
channel.
bunker. Until that gets fixed, that's a bunker. There is no way for a sheriff's department to do any kind of negotiations other than comply with it. If they give a demand that does not fit what we can provide, such as to a degree happen now, if even, I understand RSOP says we can do that. That's fine. I felt well, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna release 3 felons who are going around guns blazing to do that. Don't negotiate with terrorists sort of thing. If you have fucking people that, killing people, those guys weren't in jail for, I don't know, speeding or something. Those guys were in jail for shooting at officers. I don't want to release those guys out, and that's a right that command can decide. Now, when we want to go in with force, we don't have that option because that house is fucked, and that's a problem. That really is a problem. In real life, I don't remember when negotiations ended up with prisoners being released from the jail. It was always negotiations, stalling time, getting a good opportunity, actually thinking it through, not just rushing in guns blazing, thinking it through, getting them into positions so they can actually make it as safe as possible for hostages, and that's what we did. We spent a good 15 minutes finding the best way to breach and clear the house and get them all in one room, which we did. And then the house fucks us over. I'm pretty sure you guys understand that as well. Like, a house that only has one entrance like that is not a place to negotiate things. When you can see through walls, but you can't shoot through them. That's, an issue in its own.
Yeah, but you can't blame us for using that to our advantage as there is no rule against it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But my point is there should be one. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you can understand how easy
User
it is from
joined
our
your
point of view.
channel.
I agree with you on the point that it should be brought up, a rule should be made against it, or something should be made in development's aspect to get that fixed up, make all those houses fixed, and in the meantime a rule should be made. I agree with you on that one. But in terms of what we just did, I don't think we were infringing on anything right there.
You find it perfectly fine that, hostage, like kidnappers can go in a place like that they're completely safe from officers so that they can, demand whatever they want because, otherwise officers don't have a choice anyways. I don't find that to be
I don't agree
realistic
with it, but
settings.
then again, there isn't a rule against it, so who wouldn't take
exactly.
advantage of that?
Exactly. So what you're telling me is that, a bulletproof thing is being abused just because there isn't a rule against, and then it's our fault if we try to actually make proper RP out of it. But, when we get fucked over by a bulletproof house, it's our fault the hostages died. That's what you just basically said.
No, I said I don't agree with it, but there isn't a rule